I am off to the airport again. This time I am going to San Antonio, Texas, which will be great. It was snowing this morning up here. I am not a fan of the snow at all. I am not ready for winter. I don't enjoy winter. I happen to live in a place where winter is not friendly. So I'm looking forward to that. Apparently it's quite nice down in San Antonio right now. The reason I'm going is that I will be leading a workshop on a few different things. Spirituality, gratitude. It's November, so everyone always picks gratitude. So I will be flying out. I had to put in a full day of work. It's Friday. Then I drove 2.5 hours back to where I live from where I work. 2.5 hours. Got here. It's after work now. I will get to San Antonio late tonight. Then the workshop will be at 3 hours in the morning. Then I have the afternoon off, and I am once again planning an adventure for the afternoon, and that is I will be walking the Texas Camino. I've been on the Camino over in Spain, started in Portugal and went up into Spain and over to Santiago. So I've actually been on the Camino. I had no idea that there was such a thing called the Texas Camino, but there is. And you can get credit for it if you're ever interested in there. In that, and you're in Texas, you can get your passport and you can start getting your little stamps in your Camino passport. And it goes towards you walking the Camino. Hello. Good to see you. Halloween in San Antonio. Nice hotel. It's a gorgeous morning here in San Antonio. This is the view from my hotel. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's gonna be a great day today. We're all dressed up, ready to go to the workshop. Then we get to go have fun. This is my good friend Wendy, and she's gonna take me on the Texas Camino after the workshop. Just have to get through this morning, and then we get to go have adventures. Well, the workshop went great, and we were quickly off to the first stop on our Texas Camino. Wow. That's amazing. This is so cool. Right away, we were met with stunning architecture, but also a blend of cultures. I've been to a lot of Catholic churches and I've not seen skulls.
Yeah.
Or the marigold, the flowers. And so it almost seems like a mixture of Catholicism and
Indigenous practices.
Indigenous practice. That's
And I think the history of the Catholic Church has done a lot of combining of
in different areas of the world.
Different areas of the world. Yeah.
So this is the inside of the, I'm going to say courtyard. It's huge. We're inside the walls. And all along the inside of the walls are little, like apartments all the way down and around. It's huge. And then that's the church. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Acequias, these little canals, were built by the monks and the indigenous people, and then filled with water to power the mill. And they're all over San Antonio. The oldest ones are down by the Alamo, actually, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times they don't talk about, the forced labor,
Right.
or the last resort labor that was a part of the history.
What do you mean, the last resort labor? What is that?
Indigenous people were given a choice, right? Like, if you come to us, we will provide you with everything that you need. You will have food, you will have, convert to Catholicism and live our way of life. And then in the meantime, because of colonization, their entire culture is being destroyed, and they're finding it more and more difficult to rely on the indigenous way of life. And there was a lot of death and disease that was a part of that too.
There were a lot of hard conversations to be had at a historic site like this, but there was also a lot to learn.
So we are preparing for our procession for Dia de los Muertos.
Which is what?
Celebration of Day of the Dead.
Okay.
Officially begins today. So right now, we want to be able to celebrate those that have passed, for remembrance, and one of the most common things is to celebrate their life.
Oh, wow.
I am indigenous, Otomi tribe, south of Mexico City. So with our group, we're in a tribal group. So we have, their indigenous roots are from different backgrounds. So what we've done is, paired up together. And, if we talk about unity, this is something that we wanted to stem, from us, with our grassroots.
Oh, wonderful. So are you guys going to be performing some?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're about to open up a religious ceremony, perform a couple of rituals and some dance and music, and then we can begin the procession going back to the theater.
Oh, wonderful. I heard a few local people calling this the mission walk or whatever, but it's also part of the actual Camino that you can get credit for if 40 kilometers in the actual Camino over in Spain. And we started today at the largest, and then the path is the brown along here, and now we're at Mission Conception. They said this is the most well-preserved one, and it was built in the 1700s. The bell tower never collapsed. Apparently on all the other ones, the bell tower collapsed, but it looks like they're doing some actual maintenance on this one. Our next stop was the famous Alamo.
This part right here.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna go.
We're gonna go check it out.
Gonna go check it out.
And you can get the full story in there.
I can't believe it, and I never thought it would happen, but I am inside the Alamo. I just think that's so cool. I'm inside the Alamo. We're inside the Alamo. And a lot of other people were inside too. This apparently is the little hospital of the Alamo. Just so pretty. I just love these trees. This is the well.
Every time I go through the Alamo or learn a little bit more about the history of Texas, I kind of have this like deep reverence, I guess, that occurs because there is so much sacrifice that has happened as part of the history of Texas, right? Like many people lost their lives and died for what they believed in here, and they would rather die than, you know, give themselves over to a foreign power, basically.
So because there was only about a dozen people that survived here.
Yeah.
Right. Some women, children.
Yeah.
But the men were like, I'm going to fight to the death.
Yeah.
Not going to surrender.
Yeah.
At all. It's really hard to reconcile all the different parts of the history here because you've got the missions and you got the indigenous people being destroyed and their culture being destroyed and their lives being taken. And then you've got what we call heroes here at the Alamo that are trying to take over land that's doesn't belong to them. And then the Mexicans come, right?
Mm-hmm.
And want to take back their land. I mean, it's just really hard to reconcile who the good guys are, who the bad guys are. Are there any good guys? Are there any bad guys? I find the history rather sad.
It's extremely sad. I think that that's part of why there's such that deep reverence for it. It's not like a reverence out of glorification. It's a reverence out of, wow, look at everything that has happened in the history of Texas and now we're here, right? Like now this is part of a UNESCO World Heritage, thing that people travel from around the world to visit. There's deep lessons in there, obviously, but there's also a lot of beautiful history too. I think there's beauty in the tragedy, what rises out of the ashes.
Oh, you're such a poet. Yeah, I guess, you have to hold both truths in the same space. It's true that we have a very tragic history in this country, and it's also true that we have a very beautiful history.
Yeah.
It's really hard to reconcile sometimes both. Maybe one day we'll be able to have history books that tell this story from both sides, not just the conqueror side, but from both sides.
Yeah.
Because both are equally true.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that we're anti anything to discuss both sides.
Yeah. I really enjoy reading the writings of people that actually lived in those times and lived through those events, because then you can see for yourself what their writings were and what their experiences were, right? It's not compiled by somebody in the future saying, this is our perspective on what they wrote or what they experienced and putting it into a book. It's your interpretation of what they're documenting as their experience.
And you read a lot.
You do.
Because you're now studying to get your master's degree in what?
Applied anthropology.
Applied anthropology. So she's a smarty pants. She really is. She knows what she's talking about, and I learn a lot from her. And so I'm really, it's such a wonderful thing to be here with you.
Aww.
And have you shown me your town? Next, it was time for dinner on the Riverwalk. This Riverwalk is absolutely beautiful. Store after store, restaurant, and just different bands playing and lots of different things to see and do. And you just walk and walk and walk. It is gorgeous. We're going to try and find somewhere to eat along here so we can sit and people watch while we eat our food. Apparently she's out shopping for food while the dude stays in the water, just waiting for her to finish whatever she's trying to find. I'm assuming all Mexican food is better down here in Texas.
In general, it's not. So you gotta be really careful about what you call Mexican food in Texas because it is not Mexican food. It is Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
And people are very quick to tell you that if you call it Mexican.
The one guy said there's really good Indian food.
And speaking of India, turns out we were in the right place at the right time for Diwali, the Indian Festival of Lights.
I mean, there's another one. They're so cool. It's like dinner and a show. Am I in Texas or am I in India? Right now, I'm not so sure. It's pretty fun. I have no idea what this is, but it looks amazing. So we're gonna have this and our lattes. Enjoy the music along the river walk. Life doesn't get any better than this. This is awesome.
That's good.
Pretty good.
Really good.
As the sun went down, we wandered around and found yet another celebration, this time for the Day of the Dead.
The largest quinceañera and quinceañera in the United States is part of the celebration of the Day of the Dead.
So fun.
And then we stumbled onto even more Diwali celebrations.
I feel like I'm in India, not San Antonio, Texas. This is amazing.
There you have it, folks. Gujaratis in the house.
Look at I like the little lantern. So beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, look at this. How beautiful. Good morning. It is 4:30 a.m. I look like it's 4:30 a.m. I also look like I have not had coffee, which I haven't, and I'm desperate. I've had about 3 hours of sleep. I packed so much into basically an afternoon and evening here in San Antonio. Sorry about the hard edit or end of last night. My camera went dead in the middle of, there's so much more to see. We were heading over to another stage. There's more dancing. It just went on, and yet my camera went dead. Lesson learned, I got to get a battery pack. I had no idea that San Antonio was such a melting pot of different cultures. I mean, we got to see everything from indigenous people doing their rituals and dance to the Diwali celebration to just a huge melting pot. It was such a fun trip. And thank you to my friend Wendy, who took me around and showed me such a wonderful time. I'm exhausted, but what a fun time. Learned a lot, saw a lot, enjoyed a lot.
A couple seats for you back there. For all you lucky folks stuck in the middle seat, congratulations. It's actually the widest seat in the coach you have. So nice shots like that seat with the extra.
I'm here in the Minneapolis airport. I have 1 hour layover. I'm enjoying the Delta Sky Club and vast amounts of coffee, which are much needed. I am still super tired and I have a very long day yet today once I get home, but I just wanted to pop on one last time before I end the video here and remind you to like and subscribe, because in 3 weeks I'm going on a huge epic adventure. At least it's huge and epic to me, and I don't want you to miss it. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and I'll see you down the road.